Here we are back on the couch this afternoon. I've got with me Ernie Newman. Ernie is the telehealth facilitator for the Bay of Plenty project. And Ernie, you're working with the National Health Board on this project?
National Health IT Board and also MB, the Ministry of Business, Innovation and Employment.
Yeah. So what are you doing? What's the breadth of the project? What have you been tasked to do?
Well, it's called the Telehealth Demonstration Project, and the word demonstration is in there for a very good reason, that we're trying a whole range of things. The philosophy behind it is that telehealth is not a particularly expensive innovation to put in place, and there's a philosophy of build and they will come. Let's put cameras and video equipment into a whole lot of medical facilities in the widest possible sense, and stand back and encourage people and just see how it gets used. You know, you don't go and do a $20,000 business case to put in a $300 camera. So I've got quite a broad brief to just try a whole lot of new things, recognising that not all of them will work. Some may be ahead of their time, some will work better than others. But it's very much experimental and learning by doing and spreading the word.
So where did you start? What practical things did you do?
Well, there's a whole lot of them. I guess the one that kicked us off really was Matakana Island, a long skinny island in Tauranga Harbour, a low decile community. Hard to get to. You can only get to it. Population of about 300.
Yeah.
You can only get there by ferry, and until recently, no GP service. There was a service every second Tuesday morning, provided by a GP from the mainland, who took about an hour and a quarter to get there and another hour and a quarter to get back, and would typically see about half a dozen patients. So that was converted across to a what we're calling the video doctor. And the patients can go in there any day of the week, not just when they get sick on alternate Tuesdays, and can have a video consultation. And there are arrangements in place to get the prescriptions to them, and a very nice, tidy package deal.
Mm-hmm. So that's almost the easy one. So
that was the easy one.
Yeah.
That was the cutting the teeth.
Yeah.
From there we moved down the coast to Apotiki, and in Apotiki you've got a population of 9,000 or so. There are half a dozen GPs there. And they survey the population in and around Apotiki, which is about 50 minutes from Whakatane Hospital. But up the East Cape, there's several thousand more people at places like Te Kaha and Waihao Bay and Whangaparoa, and quite a challenge in terms of servicing those more isolated communities. So we decided we would create what we've ambitiously called the Apotiki Telehealth Community. Mm-hmm. And we put a camera into every GP surgery in Apotiki, into the aged care facilities nearby, into the palliative care facility that services them from Whakatane, into the Apotiki Community Health Centre, which has half a dozen inpatients beds and gets emergency cases dumped on it at all hours, often with just one nurse operating. Mm-hmm. And the duty doctors take the cameras home. So
really? That's good. Yeah.
So, you know, when in the past a nurse who's been confronted with an emergency has had to try to deal with the duty doctor by telephone, now they can actually see and they can jointly talk to the patient.
Has that made a difference, Ernie? Has it made any, because I imagine from a doctor's point of view, it would be a good thing to do.
Yes, and from the nurses.
Yes.
The nurses feel a lot more empowered, a lot more supported, a lot less isolated, particularly middle of the night stuff. So the number of uses is relatively modest, but the importance of those uses to the patients and their whānau, and the efficiencies to the health system of being able to make better diagnoses, better triage at that first point of entry is quite major.
I mean, presumably you're measuring some of these things. I mean, are you measuring patients, how they're feeling about the whole thing?
We're measuring cautiously at the moment.
Yes.
To be honest, we haven't got enough critical mass into any of these things yet to really get good statistical measurement. It does take time, and that's one of our challenges.
Yes.
You know, you put these things in, and initially there's a great burst of activity while they're novelties, but the challenge is then to build them up to enough scale that they just become part of the furniture, so to speak.
Yes.
And that's the process we're going through at the moment. It's a matter of finding who those GPs in Apotiki can actually engage in their network to connect by video in the main cities.
Ernie, one of the I was with you at the launch of your telehealth thing, and one of the profound statements was made by a surgeon on the day at the telehealth thing, and he used the analogy of a microwave oven. and that 30 years ago when microwaves first came out, everyone was thinking of cooking roasts and baking cakes and all sorts of things. But a microwave oven's turned out to be, most people heat things and defrost things, and telehealth would shake down to be that as well. And I wonder what those two things will end up being for telehealth. I mean, have you got any pearls of wisdom from what it's connecting from who to who where is going to be the path of least resistance or low hanging fruit?
I know what you're saying. I take a slightly different view on that. I take the view that the emergence of video is the next in a continuum of communication tools. So first we got the telephone, and health professionals discovered that, hey, we can actually ring up patients from time to time. Then we got the fax, we got the mobile phone, we got email, and so on. And all of those things, to some degree or other, were embraced into business practice within the health sector. Video is simply the next step in that continuum. It's enormously powerful for medical uses, and I think rather than be too analytical about where it's going to end up, like your microwave analogy, I think the best thing to do is to make sure as many people as possible have access to it, because it's not expensive, and let the uses evolve.
And I think that's a very, very wise thing to do. So there's going to be people watching this right now thinking, well, I want a piece of this action. How do people get involved in a project? What's your advice to them if you're in Te Anau or Tākeka? What are the...
Well, I'm pretty passionate about the thing, and my brief is nationwide, although we're focused on Bay of Plenty and increasingly now Tairāwhiti and lakes as well. But I'm very happy to talk to people who want to get involved in this. I can be contacted at Tauranga Hospital, and very keen to share some of the successes and indeed the failures that we've had. We are about learning.
Great. Ernie, thank you very much for coming along and talking to us about this. Good luck in your venture. If anyone would like to contact Ernie, I'd just suggest you Google Tauranga Hospital, make a phone call, ask for Ernie, and they'll hunt him down and he'll be able to help. Thank you very much.